I hope everyone are doing well. We are also doing good. So dear friends, please watch the video completely. Don't skip the video at any step. Right? Okay, let's start this session now. Today we will see how to construct CLR1 parsing table. Okay, we'll see that. So let us consider a simple grammar for the construction of CLR parsing table. So in the construction of CLR parsing table, we are supposed to compute LR1 items. How to compute LR1 items that we are going to discuss. So for the initial item, we are going to use closure function like this, which is same as that of the closure function in what we have used in the SLR parsing table, right? So closure of S dash derise dot yes. So in CLR parsing table, we are going to include lookaheads as well. So this is the starting symbol of the augmented grammar. So I am going to consider dollar as the lookahead for this. Okay, now the production becomes like this. After that we have a non-terminal, so we are supposed to write its corresponding productions in I0 item. So in the second production, after dot we have a non-terminal L, so we are supposed to write its corresponding productions in I0 by placing dot operator at the start of body of the production. So in the third production, after dot we have a non-terminal OR, so we are going to include all productions in this I0. So after writing the productions, now we are going to compute lookaheads. So in CLR parsing table, we mainly concentrate on the lookaheads along with the productions. So for this first production, we got the lookahead dollar. Why? Because which is the starting production of an augmented grammar. As we all know that how to take the augmented grammar, isn't it, by adding a new production, that is an augmented production, to the given grammar, right? So here after dot we have a non-terminal yes, so we have included yes productions in this item, right? Now how to compute the lookaheads for each and every production in this CLR parsing table. So with respect to first production, we have written yes productions in this I0 item, isn't it? So for the first production, we are going to apply the formula or rule as AD rise alpha dot B beta comma A. If the production is of the form AD rise alpha dot B beta comma A, then we are going to apply first of beta A. So if beta is at epsilon, then directly you are going to consider the lookahead as first of A. So if beta is a non-terminal, we are going to compute what is first of beta. That's it. We should not include this A as a lookahead for the correct production. Okay. So for the second production, we want to compute lookahead. So we are going to write the second production with respect to first production. So I am going to apply the rule A derives alpha dot B beta comma A, that is first of beta A, right? So if I am going to apply that rule for this first production, so here A is S dash, alpha is epsilon and B is capital S and beta is epsilon and A is dollar. So what is first of beta A? Beta is epsilon, A is dollar. Here epsilon is an identity, so first of dollar is dollar only. So this third production is also written with respect to first production, so we will get the lookahead as dollar only, right? Now move on to L productions. With respect to which production we have written here? with respect to second production, right? Now we are going to apply this rule for the second production for the computation of look aheads for which productions here? L productions, right? So here A is S, alpha is epsilon, B is what? L, and beta is equal and non-terminal or. So what is first of beta? So the A is dollar. So what is first of beta A here? So beta is equal or and A is dollar. So what is first of beta? That is equal and or. So here the starting grammar symbol is a terminal. So first of terminal is terminal itself. So we are going to consider terminal as for the look ahead. Okay, so go for the LDRS dot ID. How we are going to compute the look ahead with respect to second production only. What the look ahead we got for that second production? That is equal. Now move on to ORDRS dot L. With respect to third production, we have written this, right? Now you need to apply this rule for the third production. So SDRS dot or comma dollar. So here after or we don't have any grammar symbols, so that is beta is epsilon over here, and what is A here? Dollar. So what is first of epsilon into dollar? Dollar it seems. This is how we are going to compute the look aheads for the given grammar. Okay, now move on to next item, which is I1. So in I1, as we all know that how we are going to write the items. So our aim is to complete all the productions one after the other by creating individual items. Isn't it? Now, so here the start of RHS contains the grammar symbol S. So first I want to change the dot position from before S to after S. So from I1 onwards we are supposed to use go to method. Go to off. So from I0 item I am going to consider the symbol as S. That means after S we are supposed to place the dot operator. Okay. Why? Because we are going to change the dot positions. Because we need to complete each and every production by changing the dot positions one after the other. Okay. Now, so once we have changed the dot position here, the production becomes like this. SDRS is dot. What is the look ahead for that production? Dollar. In CLR parser, we need to concentrate on productions as well as on look aheads. Okay. Now, move on to next item. Second item. So what is the next grammar symbol present in that I0 items? The RHS, that is L or asterisk ID. Isn't it? Now next grammar symbol I am going to consider L to change the position of that dot. Okay. So go to off I0 comma L. Go to off I0 comma L. Now what we will get here? So SD rise L dot equal or. What is the look ahead for that production in I0 item? Dollar. Right? So after dot we don't have a non-terminal, which is a terminal. So we don't have any specific productions for that terminal. Right? So still we have one more productions whose RHS starts with a grammar symbol L. So for that also which is applicable, right? So after L we are supposed to place the dot operator. So that is or derives L dot. What is the look ahead for that production? Dollar. Right? So we have used S, L by creating individual items. Now move on to next item. How we are going to compute that? So next item, that is I3. Here also we are going to take the goto function. So what is the next grammar symbol which starts with RHS of the production in I0 items? That is R is the one. So you are going to consider I0 comma R. Now what the production now? So SD rise R dot. What is the look ahead for that production? That is dollar. Do we have any productions whose RHS starts with a grammar symbol or in I naught? No, we don't have any other productions like that. Right? Now, move on to next item. So we have used S, L and R. What is the next symbol which is placed at the start of RHS? Asterisk symbol. So I am going to change the position after asterisk. So for that we are going to use go to of I naught comma asterisk. That is, the production becomes LD rise asterisk dot R. What is the look ahead for that production here? Equal. Right? So after changing the dot position, we have a non-terminal, that is OR. So we are supposed to include odd productions in this I4 item. In what way we have defined in I0. So what are the odd productions we have? That is odd derise here, right? In what way we have represented in I0? That is odd derise dot L, right? So what is the look ahead for this? So here, with respect to this production, we have written this OR production, isn't it? Now you are going to apply the rule A derives alpha dot B beta comma A. That is first of beta A. We are going to apply the rule. So we will get the look ahead as equal for this. Now here, after dot we have a non-terminal L, right? So we are going to include its corresponding productions. In what way we have defined in I0 item. That is star R. First we need to write the productions, later go for its corresponding look aheads. So with respect to which production we have written this L production? With respect to second one, right? So you are going to apply the rule A derives alpha dot B beta comma E, that is first of beta A. So we'll get the look ahead as equal. Why? Because so here beta is epsilon. Epsilon into equal, we'll get equal only. For this also we will get equal as the look ahead. Okay. Now move on to next item. What is the next symbol that is present in this I0 item? After asterisk, ID is the one, right? So for that I am going to create individual item. Go to of I0 comma ID, that is LD rise ID dot. What is the look ahead for that? Equal. So we have completed this and with the look ahead equal, right? Now you can see still are there any more grammar symbols left out which are placed at the start of body of the production in I0. So S is defined by creating a separate item, L is also defined or asterisk ID. So what about this item? So what about this? So we have completed in I2 itself, right? Isn't it? No need to use once again over here with a look ahead dollar. Clear? Now move up to next item. So here I1 is completed. Why? Because dot is placed at the end of the body of the production. Go for I2. Here we didn't complete the production, first production. So I am going to change the dot position. So with respect to I2 item, I am going to change or shift the dot position to after equal. That is, I am going to use the grammar symbol is equal. Now the production becomes SD rise L equal dot or. What is the look ahead for that production? Dollar. What is the look ahead? Dollar. Right? Now, so after that we have a non-terminal, right? So what we have to do here? We need to include our productions in what we have defined in I0 item. Okay? Just we are going to include productions, not look aheads. That we want to remember. So here also after that we have a non-terminal L. So we are going to include L productions as well. That is LD rise star or LD rise dot ID. Now we need to find out the look aheads for that. So look aheads are not same for all the items. Look aheads vary from item to item based on the production form. Okay. So with respect to this first production, I have written R production, isn't it? Now here, so beta is epsilon, so we'll get the look ahead as dollar. Right? Now go for with respect to this production, we have written L productions, right? So here beta is epsilon, so we'll get the look ahead as dollar. For this also we are going to get look ahead dollar, right? Now move on to next item. So you can see this production is completed, right? Now move on to third item. This is also a completed one. Why? Because the dot is placed at the body end of the production, right? Now go for I4. So here first item is not yet complete. First production is not yet completed. So first we want to complete that. So go to of I4 comma non-terminal OR. So what we will get here? So LD rise asterisk or dot. So whose look ahead is equal. Now you have to check. So are there any more productions whose RHS starts with a grammar symbol or? Do we have any productions in I4? No. Okay, clear? Now, so go for I8 item. So what about this second production in I4? Whether we have completed this item or this production with the look ahead equal. So did we completed that? R derives dot L with the look ahead dollar. We didn't complete it anywhere so far, isn't it? So first we want to complete that production. So that is go to of I4 comma L. Now the production becomes R derives L dot whose look ahead is equal. So we have completed the production with the look ahead's dollar, wherein here look ahead is equal. Right? Now move on to next one. Okay. So I8 is completed. Go for I9. Go to off. So this production is completed. What about this production? So whether we have changed the dot position or not? Yes, we have changed the dot position in that item itself with the look ahead equal. Now move on to this LD rise dot ID. Whether this production is completed anywhere in the items? Yes, we have completed in I4. I5. Okay. Now move on to I6. So whether this production is completed? No, we didn't complete it, isn't it? So first we have to complete that production. So that is go to of I6 comma non-terminal OR. With respect to this first production in I6, I am going to apply this go to function. Now the production becomes SD rise L equal or dot whose look ahead is dollar. Right, now you have to check. Still, are there any productions whose RHS starts with the grammar symbol OR? No, we don't have any such productions in I6, isn't it? Now move on to I10 item. So go for this R derives dot L with the look ahead dollar. Did we complete that production separately? Did we complete that? No, we didn't complete that production separately. So we are going to complete that production by creating one separate item. We have completed this, but we didn't complete by creating one item separately. So that's why we are going to create one item for completing this production. That is, go to of I6 comma L. I6 comma L. Now the production becomes R derives L dot whose look ahead is dollar. Right? Now move on to this production. So whose look ahead is dollar? Did we complete this production with respect to the look ahead dollar? No, we didn't complete that yet. So we are going to create one more item for this production. So that is go to of I6 comma asterisk. Here look ahead is dollar. What about in the initial we got the look ahead is equal. Okay. Now the production becomes like this. Star dot or look ahead is dollar. So after dot we have a non-terminal. So we are going to include our productions here. R derives dot L. So after that we have a non-terminal L. So we need to include L productions as well. dot asterisk or dot id. Okay. So with respect to this first production, I have written OR production, isn't it? Now I am going to apply the rule. So for this first production, so here beta is epsilon and A is dollar. So we'll get the look ahead as dollar. So with respect to second production, we have written L productions here. So you are going to apply the rule for this second production. So we'll get the look ahead as dollar. Why? Because beta is epsilon over here. So for this also you will get look ahead is dollar. Right? Now move on to I12 item. So what about this LT rise dot ID with the look ahead dollar? Did we complete that production separately? No, we didn't complete. But with the look ahead equal is we have completed. Right? So you have to complete this production separately. So that is go to of I6 comma ID. Okay, that is LD rise ID dot dollar. Look ahead is dollar. Right, so we have completed that production. Go for next item. So whether say I7 is completed, yes, which is completed. Go for I8, which is also completed. I9 completed one. I10 is also completed. Right. What about I11? Whether first production is completed? No, we didn't complete that production yet. So we are supposed to complete that production first by creating one item, that is I13. So in I13, I am going to complete the production, that is go to of I11 comma R. I11 comma R. So what the production will get here? LD rise asterisk or dot whose look ahead is dollar. So what about this production in I11 or derives dot L with the look ahead dollar? Whether we have completed? Yes, we have completed in I10. What about this asterisk or just now we have completed? So go for this production which is completed already by creating here I12. Right? So this is the way how we are going to complete all the productions by creating individual items. In CLR passing table, we mainly focusing on look aheads. For the computation of look aheads, we are going to use one rule. Okay, this is what. Okay, so with respect to which production we have written the production. Okay, so the reference production, for the reference production you are going to apply this rule, then we can easily get the look aheads for rest of the productions. Right? Now we'll see how to construct CLR passing table for these items. So after completion of this item construction, you need to give reduction numbers. Okay? So how we are going to give the reduction numbers? In I0 item, you are going to give the production numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. According to this, you are going to give the reduction numbers. Okay? So this is RD raise L is 5th production. So R5. So what I said? So this is the starting production of the augmented grammar. So this is completed in I1. So we can say that which is accept action. What the reduction number for this? R0. Right? Go for I3 which is also completed one. Reduction number is R2. So I4 we didn't get any completed items. Go for I5, yes, which is completed one. So reduction number is R4. Go for I6. None of the productions are completed. Go for I7 which is completed one, LD rest star R with the equal look ahead. So whose reduction number is R3. Go for I8 which is also completed one with the look ahead equal. So reduction number is R5. So go for I9. So in I9, so the reduction number is SD raise L equals R. So that is R1. What about RD raise L here? That is R5. So I11, no items are completed. Go for I12. So in I12 we got the completed item, that is LD rice ID. So whose production number is 4, that is R4. So this is R3. Right? Now we can observe what is follow of the grammar symbols which are defined in the actual grammar. What is follow of yes? Follow of yes is dollar only, isn't it? So did we get reduction number more than once, that is R1? In these items you can see that. So whether we got more than R1 in the items collection or not. So we got only once R1, right? That means for the starting symbol of the grammar, look ahead is or follow of S is dollar only. Now move on to, so what is follow of L? Follow of L is dollar and equal, right? That means we'll get two reduced numbers for the same production. So for LD rice star we'll get the reduction numbers 2. For LD rice ID also we'll get the reduction numbers. Okay, same reduction number will appear twice. We can see that. So what is the reduction number for LD rice star R3? You can see in the item construction whether R3 appears twice or not. So in the I13 we got R3 and go for some way. So in I7 also we got R3, isn't it? So in that way we can easily check it out. So whether we have constructed the items in a correct manner or not. Okay, now we'll see how to construct the CLR passing table. How to construct CLR passing table. As we all know that LR passing table consists of mainly two parts. One is action part and second one is go to part. So action part deals with terminals, go to part deals with non-terminals. What are the terminals in this action part we have? So equal is the one, isn't it? Next, asterisk is the one, ID is the terminal, then any other along with dollar. Equal, asterisk, ID followed by dollar. What about the non-terminals in the given actual grammar? Yes, L and R. How many items we have considered for the completion of all the productions in the actual grammar? I13. 13 items. 0 to 13 items. So you are going to write these states as 0 to 30. Right? Now, as we all know that how to construct LR passing table, which we have seen in SLR passing table, right? So move on to 0th item. So in 0th item, first we mainly check. So are there any productions whose RHS start with a terminal? So yes, we have two such productions, right? That is LD rice star. Okay. So LD rice dot star and LD rice dot ID. Okay. So in which item dot star is shifted to star dot with the look ahead equal. So you can observe that in I4, right? Dot star is shifted to star dot with the look ahead equal. So in I4. So that is for equal you are going to, So for asterisk you are going to consider shift 4. So still we have one more productions whose RHS starts with a terminal, that is ID. So in which production dot ID is shifted to ID dot with the look ahead equal? In I5. So for ID, you are going to write the shift action as S5. Right? Still we have few more productions, right? Left out in I0. So now you have to check 0th production where dot S is changed to S dot with a look ahead dollar. In which item we can observe that? In first item. So for in the go to part, for yes, you are going to write the number as 1. That is dot S is changed to S dot in S1 I1 item. Now move on to dot L in the first production. Dot L is changed to L dot with a look ahead dollar. In which production we can observe that? In second item, right? So we are going to write under L2. Now move on to next production. SD rise dot R. In which production dot R is changed to S R dot. In which production here? Third item. So for R you are going to write 3. That is what we have seen in the I naught item. Move on to first item. So in the first item we have seen completed item whose reduction number is R0, right? So what is the look ahead for that production? Dollar. So under dollar you are going to write accept. Why? Because we have a rule. If the production is of the form S dash D raise S dot, which is a completed production, in the action part, item number with the dollar, we are going to write the action as accept, right? So still, are there any more productions left out in the first item? No, we don't have, only one production, right? Now move on to second item. So in second item, we got two productions. One is L dot and second one is R D raise L dot. First we need to write shift action. So with respect to first production, that is SD raise L dot equal R, whose look ahead is what? Dollar. Isn't it? So in that the dot is defined prior to the operator. So you need to check. So where dot equal is shifted to equal dot with the look ahead dollar. You can see that. In which item we can see that? In I6, right? So for equal you are going to write S6. Clear? This is S6. Now, clear? We have done shift action. Move on to reduced action in the same item R D raise L dot, whose look ahead is what? Dollar. Isn't it? Now, what is the reduction number for that, ma? What is the reduction number for R D raise L dot, whose look ahead is dollar? That is R5. Isn't it? So what is the look ahead for that reduced production? Dollar. So under dollar, okay. So under dollar, you are going to write the reduction number as R5. That is what I am going to do it here. R D raise L, right? Yes or no? That is what I have written here. R5. Okay. Now move on to third item. What is the third item here? Which is a completed production. So what is the look ahead here? Dollar. So under dollar, you are going to write the reduction number as R2. That's it. Go for I4. Here also we have two productions whose RHS start with a terminal. Just we are going to apply the shift action. So dot star is shifted to star dot with the look ahead dollar. In which item we have observed that change? In I4 it seems, right? So dot star is shifted to star dot with the look ahead equal in I4. So under asterisk for the fourth item you are going to write S4. Now go for dot ID is shifted to ID dot with the look ahead equal, that is in fifth item. That is S5. Now go for I4 only. Still we have two more productions in that I4. So you need to apply go to function. So dot R is changed to R dot with the look ahead equal. In which item we can observe that? Dot R is changed to R dot with the look ahead equal. I think in which item? I7. You can see this. Yes or no? In I7. So under R, you are going to write the number as 7 for fourth item. Move on to next production in the I4. So dot L is changed to L dot with the look ahead equal. You can see where it is. Yes. Dot L is changed to L dot with the look ahead equal. That is in 8. So under L, you are going to write the number as 8. Now, move on to fifth item. So, fifth item is completed one, right? What is the reduction number? R4. What is the look ahead? Equal. So, under equal, you are going to write the reduction number as R4. Under equal, you are going to write the reduction number as R4 for fifth item. Move on to sixth item. Here also we have two productions whose RHS start with a terminal. Just we need to observe production and look ahead. Dot star is shifted to star dot with a look ahead dollar. In which production we can observe that? In I11. Isn't it? So under asterisk for sixth item you are going to write S11. Yes please. Now. So still we have one more production. That is dot ID is shifted to ID dot with a look ahead dollar. In which item? I12. Isn't it? That is ID, we are going to write S12. Isn't it? Now we have still two more productions here. So in which item dot R is changed to R dot with a look ahead dollar? In which item? I9. So under which symbol we are going to write 9 number? Under R. Why? Because after R we are observing dot position. Isn't it? Go for this production in I6, R derives dot L, which is changed to L dot with a look ahead dollar. In which item? In I10. So that is what is the, with respect to which grammar symbol we are observing that? With respect to grammar symbol, a non-terminal L. So under L, you are going to write the, under L, you are going to write the number as what? 10. Right? Now move on to seventh item. So in seventh item, we have a reduction. So you can observe. We can observe that. So it is a reduced production. So whose reduction number is R3. What is the look ahead for that? Equal. So under equal, you are going to write the reduction number as R3 for I7. Go for I8, which is also a completed production. So look ahead is dollar and reduction number is R5. Under equal, you are going to write the reduction number as R5. Move on to I9. So I9 is also a completed production, right? So here under dollar, you are going to write the reduction number as R1. Under dollar, reduction number is R1. Go for I10, which is also a completed one. Under dollar, you are going to write the reduction number as R5. I11. So here we have two more productions, right? So here we need to observe, are there any more productions whose RHS start with a terminal? Yes, we have two such productions. We need to observe where such productions have been shifted. That is dot star is shifted to star dot with a look ahead dollar. In which item we can observe that? In I11 it seems. Isn't it? So for asterisk, for 11th item, for asterisk you are going to write 11, S11. Go for dot ID is shifted to ID dot with a look ahead dollar in I12. So for ID you are going to write S12. Isn't it? Now, so still we have two more productions in I11. For those two productions we are supposed to apply go to R. Okay. Dot R is changed to R dot with a look ahead dollar. In which item we can observe that? In 13th item, right? Dot star. That is dot R changed to R dot with a look ahead dollar in I13. So under R, you are going to write the number as 13. Now go for this production, second production in I11. R derives dot L. So where it is changed to L dot with a look ahead dollar. In which item? You can see this. In 10, right? So under L, you are going to write the reduction number as 10. Okay. Now move on to 12th item. So 12th item is completed one. So whose reduction number is R4? So look ahead is dollar. Under dollar, you are going to write the reduction number as R4. Go for I30, which is also a completed one. So reduction number R3, under dollar you are going to write the reduction number as R3. This is how we are going to compute the LR1 LR1 items as well as CLR passing table. Now you can observe whether this grammar is CLR1 or not. So you can observe, so are there any terminals which contain more than one action? That is shift, reduce and reduce like that. Do we have such type of actions in this passing table with respect to each and every terminal? No, we don't have such type of actions appear here. Why? Because here we got only shift, accept, shift and reduce like that. So that's why we can say that this grammar is, therefore the given grammar is CLR1. So in the passing table, if none of the terminals contain more than one action, then we can say that which is CLR1 grammar. That is what. So I hope, dear friends, you enjoy this session. If you like this session, please like, share, comment and subscribe. If you have any queries, please post on the comment section. So we'll see the queries. Thank you everyone.